Hi everybody, in this video I'll answer your questions that you asked me on my live streams regarding the pen and ink technique. By the way, one important thing, I know it's hard to believe, but none of this is sponsored. The sketch, during the sketching stage, I usually use either the Staedtler's Mars. When it gets too short, I use pencil extender holder, whatever. And it's very light but sturdy. And also I have the wooden one from Prismacolor, but I can't find it. And I also use a variety of mechanical pencils, and it's just they range from 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters usually. For erasing my mistakes, I forgot which one it is. It's either Faber-Castell or Staedtler, but the choice of the eraser usually determined by the paper that you use, because some materials interact differently with different papers. The most important tool in sketching for me personally is this one, Mono Zero. This is a game changer in art world, because before we had these, you had to slice off a piece of eraser, do tiny highlights and erase thin lines and stuff like that. So this is for sketching. So what do I sketch on is variety of paper. So I have a stack of, I used to have, it's almost gone now, thick paper of cream kind of color. You can find it in office supply stores in North America. And I use a regular printer paper, thin one, for warm-ups and small sketches, stuff like that. I have various higher grade papers. I'll just include pictures of those because they're too large for my frame right now. And of course, the most requested question is about the pen I use. Pilot Kakuno Extra Fine, Pilot Falcon Soft Extra Fine, and Platinum Preppy Extra Fine. Usually I like to use extra fine pens because you get higher level of detail with those due to thinner lines, but sometimes there's some scratching involved, it's harder to clean them, but the final result is worth it, I think. I also use microns, and I do use dip pens, but not so much at streams because of too much dipping takes longer. If you're just getting into fountain pens and you don't want to invest in a permanent fountain pen, because not only you need a pen, you need something to clean it with, like a syringe or special bottle, and also you might want to buy a converter to not overspend on cartridges, right? So if you just want to see if fountain pen is something that you like, Pilot has this V-Pen non-refillable fountain pen with a pretty decent nib. So I was very impressed by it when I bought it first. This was my first fountain pen. That's why I still have it, and I kinda refilled it through the point with the syringe, and it still writes well, and the line quality is very good. And the most important part, you can reverse it and you can do thinner hatchings. They made the clip and the overall design to match the custom Pilot. Right, so these are the pens, and I really like those. This guy was made with Kakuno, so I drew this one with Preppy, and it actually can give you really thin, nice lines. Preppy on this side, and this is a micron. Most of my sketches are done with Falcon, so these ones are done with Falcon, so I use it more often than other pens. It's on expensive side, but it's a healthy balance between paying for gold nib and having performance and not overpaying for status or fashion. So what do I fill my pens with? Currently, Pilot's Namiki cartridges, Pilot Zero Shizuku, when I know I have to apply watercolor wash on top, carbon ink from Platinum, waterproof and very thin, and I like the way it flows. Yeah, so the next common question is about nib size. So yeah, usually the thinner the better for cross-hatching and small contour lines. But if you want to draw some cartoons and fast without over detailing it, larger size will work just fine. So next question is, how long does it take to complete a drawing? Unfortunately, this question has no real answer because it depends on the size, on the amount of detail, complexity of the subject, and so on and so forth. So the next question is there any specific techniques I would recommend for better shading and for beginners and all this kind of stuff? Yes, so in my opinion, the easiest technique would be a loose cross-hatching. You get to practice your line patterns and accuracy and stuff like that. And with these cross-hatching patches, it's easier to follow the form at first, because if we talk about more organized lines with weight variety, it's harder. You need to get a better understanding of form first and better understanding of light to dark transitions. And the next easy one would be stippling, because again you just placing a bunch of dots, and by placing more dots in a smaller area you get your darker values, and it's pretty easy technique to work in, and you can always stop and think about where it is going. A very common question is about the accuracy. So it's a very complex subject to teach, and 1 minute won't be enough to teach it, but I will leave you with something to start with, okay? Very common and useful exercise I would recommend is to place 2 dots and try to connect them. Like so. You can do it slowly or rapidly. And you can always change the nature of the line. You can use shaky line, or you can do like a curvy line. The next one would be to draw a simple shape, smaller at the beginning, larger at the end, and just try to place several lines as parallel as you possibly can. And you should draw cubes all the time, because you're constantly connecting the lines, and even if the perspective is a little bit extreme, you still get to practice the straight line and connecting the spaces. So I usually don't like analogies, but I found one, I think. So this is like throwing something into a basket. So you can't really explain it, but you adjust the way you throw something based on its shape and weight, right? So the way you throw basketball will be different from the way you will throw an apple. You don't really know how you do it, but you do it because we throw things. So we all have this sort of library of objects and how to throw them. This is the same. So at some point it will click, and you will get better at judging distances and whether or not your wrist has enough space, kind of like that. It's a skill, it's a feeling, you know.
It's more than a feeling.
Oh yeah, another one about the references. Da Vinci used references, Caravaggio used references, Dante Gabriele Rossetti used references, and you should use them too. With references you build a larger library of knowledge of subjects, of form, of shapes, of the way textures work, light falls on certain objects. So it is a very cool social media thing to do, is to draw without a reference and then tell everybody about it. But in my opinion, the bottom line is that the viewer doesn't know whether or not you used reference or not. And when people look at the book illustration or at the game character or wherever, they don't care how it was made. They either like it or not. Thank you for watching. See you next time. If you have more questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll definitely answer them if I can. And thank you and have a good day.